Welcome back, friends. It's Reject versus Cyclops. Cyclops Athlete Gaming about to begin our match of the day, and I am just losing my footing. We're so excited for this day. See how excited I am for this game. English is my third language. You can't play that game on me. Hello, I'm Alex Medic, your host on the show. With me are Demo and Captain Fluke.
Yeah,
How are you?
I'm good. Fresh is sick.
We wish him well? Except for Des, he doesn't wish him well.
He's upset tummy. I don't know. I don't actually know why he's sick.
Bad cough.
Bad cough.
Yeah.
That's bad for our job. We talk a lot.
Yeah. Anyways, let's talk about Cyclops and Reject to follow up on it all. First of all, Cyclops, it seems like they're a okay team.
Yeah. I think, pretty good.
Now, don't hold back.
Great.
See, I hate this because this happens in EU as well with the whole G2 thing where you just say a team and I'm supposed to sit there and be fanboy, ramble ahead.
Yeah.
And you think that's
Do your job.
Yeah. Okay, let's put it. Go on, zoom in. Which one's my camera? Zoom in. Right.
There it is.
Keep it going. I want closer. Look at me. CAG to win invitational. Right, that's it. That's done. That's that done.
My panties just dropped.
Why?
That was hot.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
Anyway. See, you're on here and
well, enough
everything
about
just...
CAG. The reason why.
What a cat.
Do you want to give a reason why, or you
Look,
We got 5.5 minutes for this.
I mean, I think I've covered most of CAG in the past 2 weeks already.
Yeah.
And why,
Cover them again.
They're the best. They can play that loose play style, which is kind of the meta at the moment, where they can be flexible. They can bring the Monties, they can bring Amars, they can bring Yings, all these operators that we're seeing have an increased pick rate. They can play that. But the biggest thing that has changed for this team in the past week is we've seen that they can play slow, structured, methodical siege against teams as well. So now they can play two sides of the coin. And you sit there and you think, how the heck do you prepare for a team who can do both?
You can't. Simple as that.
But
Even Demo were saying in the interview.
Even Demo were. It's fair, and obviously, as with only two teams being able to escape this and find themselves at a major, it's the risky sort of business with a limited amount of spots at SI as well. For
Every
the
game
whole
matters.
region. Every game is so important. About only 4 APAC teams might be finding themselves at SI. That's so small. That's such a small taste of what is a very delicious spread of a region with huge different playstyles, huge different, Elevate, Damwon Kia, Sandbox, Cyclops, Reject. You've got just a continuous sort of list. Then you've got the up-and-comings like Gaming Gladiator, Fury, yada yada. There's just a lot. But CAG could be the avatar in Demo's words. They might have mastered
What?
all the elements.
Ah, the last airbender. So,
That's
yeah.
the only, not the blue people.
Whoa. Not on this. Anyways, moving on to Reject on the other side, because it seems like they are one of these up-and-comers that they could break, but they're kind of mid of the table. There could be more.
I love Reject. I love watching them play. I love the energy they bring. I love the creative solutions they have to the problems that are put in front of them. They have this habit where they're still finding out what they're doing. I think at points you'll see them go for these approaches. You'll see them have very tactile, well put together rounds. And the next round, things just start to fall apart. And from our perspective, with slower teams, you can always pick up. You can sort of go, this is why it's failed. This is why things are going wrong. With them, it's so hard to do because it feels like not even they know.
I thought things were going to be really good for Reject because the biggest issue they've had is similar to what we said about Fnatic. They cannot beat the big trio. They can't beat their Damwon Kias, the Cyclopses, or the Sandboxes. Those are the 3 teams that they struggle to. If you don't beat those teams, you're not getting top 2. That's just the way it is because those 3 teams are always going to set the standard for what APAC North is. And they came in the first week and they beat Sandbox. And you're thinking, wow, this is it. This is where they can actually go and do something. Then they go and lose a Fnatic. So now I don't even know where this team stands.
Our map ban then for this series. How important will it be for Reject? Because they're fighting an uphill battle against Cyclops. They've proven so much. We're going to go to Cafe Dostoevsky. Reject starting off on the attack as Cyclops have selected defense.
I mean, obviously I came in to replace Fresh on this very last minute. 5 minutes ago, Hap was like, I might also do this pre-desk. So I can't do the Fresh thing where he goes,
No, I look at him.
It's their 5th preference.
Yeah, look, I mean, I don't do that either. I don't do that either.
Can you do a Jack impression?
4th. No, not a good one. Give me a few days.
I look at Cafe and I think, okay, Reject, you are going up against the Rat team, the team who's going to be out of these windows, who's going to be literally doing the most random stuff, and you've went to the frag-orientated map, where all 5 of the KAG players are gunning. All 5 of them. You can't pick a bad player. And you're taking them to this. This is a... I don't know about this one.
When you watch Reject and when you're casting Reject, I mean, what's the things that really pop up in front of you like, oh my god, this is good, this is workable?
I mean, in terms of players, Salty, in terms of the sort of lead-in that they get there, the sort of distance they can do on their attacks. I've always found brilliant candy as well on the side of the defense. But it's, as Dami put it, it's a dangerous map. Cafe is a very intrinsic map. It's a very coordinated map for teams that sort of look at it. And then we've seen this map played on the grander stage by Cyclops against previous world beater teams, and they've made them look like scared little chumps. Cyclops, they have a great control of this map.
So let's see, can Reject go uphill against Cyclops on the other side? Cyclops are gunning for the #1 position if they keep up what they're doing right now and just making it with the top seed from APAC North. Who knows? Thank you very much, Emmy. And Demo will toss it to our casters. It's Dez and surprise guest.
Thank you very much, Milos. It's Dez and Dez. For now, at least for approximately 2 more seconds until this big idiot sits down next to me. I'm getting Demo for this one. How are you, lad?
I'm okay. I'm okay.
That was very tame for an intro.
Why is there a mic? I don't need that.
You don't need the mic. If you don't want the mic,
I don't need that.
It's up to you. It's Haps, I think, and Hap is, Hap's a lazy boy. Didn't take his own microphone. That is basically a cardinal sin as a caster. Yes, fired, as Medic says down my ear. Anyway, Demo, we get to have some fun. The last time you and I cast together, good lord, must have been a good while ago. What are you doing?
The chair is being funny.
You're basically destroying...
Why did you not pull the chair out for me?
Wait,
You're such a bad friend.
I can't actually hear you at the minute.
You can't hear me?
Nope.
Well, should I just stand really close to you?
So I'm going to pretend that no one can hear you, and I'm just going to keep on talking until we figure out what to do. You can always put that headset on.
Do the classic whenever you're gaming and someone's talking to you in the room, and you have to like lift your ear up. You can't hear me? What have I done?
It's me, Demo Cast.
Stop now.
Love them. They're my favourite.
That's definitely more.
I'm walking in the
There he is.
Oh, now I can hear you. They've done the swap.
This is
so basically, you got tormented by Emmy for 30 seconds. And now you can finally be heard.
What a sick joke.
What a sick joke. That was with far less passion than I ever expected.
I don't want to be like, I don't know, this is what I didn't want. This is why whenever it's, oh yeah, you cast with Dez, this is what I was like, okay. But then it just brings back the first time, everyone, just let you know, the first time I ever casted this game, it was with Dez.
Start of 2018?
And he bullied me for the next year. Unrelenting. I'm being serious. You go back and watch those casts, all he does, because he didn't know the game back then, because he was an absolute loser.
I was saying they're planting on the point, I'm pretty sure, I said, because I came from Overwatch.
He's dropping the on pings. God, you think him not knowing what split was? He didn't even know what a bedroom was back then. That's how far he was. And I'm sitting there helping him, trying to teach him the game, and he's just sitting there ripping into me.
Everyone loved it.
Despicable.
It was fantastic, though. Yeah, it was pretty good. It's one of the best days of your life, I hear you once said.
No.
Like earlier on, you were basically in tears at the thought of being able to get to cast with me again so I can rip on you for another 45 minutes.
You're lucky that there's a nice team that we get to cast tonight.
A nice team.
You're
Why
lucky.
a nice team?
Nice team.
Demo, talk to me about these bans, by the way. I mean, everything is expected, arguably, except the DKB. Why the DKB ban?
Well, it's just really good in the meta at the moment, isn't it? You got the Gone 6 EMP grenades, Universal Gadget. I mean, it suits Cyclops down to
And
a
the
T.
best gun in the game.
Cyclops are a very reactive team where they'll go for these pocket rushes, so banning that out makes so much sense if you're Reject. But then again, I'm sure Lionel will probably just make an appearance.
Most likely. For now, at least, it's Reject starting on the attacking side, though. It is Cyclops on the defense. Then let's see what Reject can do to cheese. I don't say cheese some rounds. I mean, they'll cheese all of them, but they'll try and cheese some of them away from their Japanese brothers. Two teams that have played each other many times over as well in the Japanese league. So we'll see if there's anything spicy planned up between them here. Interestingly, Cyclops, I looked up their history of when they played on Cafe. For both teams, to answer Emmy's question for the desk earlier, it was 4th rated preference for both teams, both with about a mid to high 30s win rate, so not particularly great for either team. The last 2 times Cyclops played on this was both in international competition. They played against Elevate, they played against Team Liquid. They lost both of those games. So whilst historically they have been known to torment teams on this map, it's been a bit of a different story so far in 2022.
Look at the lineup from Reject immediately. You've got the Ying, you've got the Kabata, you've got the Glass.
You know what it is? It's Japanese. That's what it is.
You reckon?
It is. It's a thing, honestly. Did you know that the Japanese league had a 33% ban rate against Monty exclusively because of CAG?
Yes, I believe, and that's the same with international success as well. We've seen that a lot as well. Capital makes an appearance, an operator that you've kind of said, where is he?
Woo! Do you know why I'm so excited about him normally? Hard breach gadget, gone 6, decent gun, one of the best gadgets in the game in my opinion.
I'm seeing a Claymore and LMG, so that hasn't hit true.
Yeah, that's always the kind of question mark to be asking about, but let's pretend it was a mistake and Tadaniki knows what he's doing, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Let's roll with that. I mean, admittedly here with the Habana on this map or an Ace, you don't really need the hard breach gadget. Unless you were looking maybe to attack downstairs and you wanted some extra security in case you were going to lose out your hard breacher. But Candy's been on fire pretty much throughout some of this stage so far, so I'm not expecting him to fall by the wayside too easily. Still a big focus up on the roof, though, from Reject for now. A lot of focus around that red hatch and around Skylight. Bit of a slow start, dare I say, Demo.
Don't tell me they think that this is like a top floor. Because it's not. It's a mid-floor defense that they're dealing with right now, and I think maybe they have realized, because clearly Window can say, oh wait, there's no bomb here. Are they trying to plant as a Capital?
Yes.
Are they trying to plant?
They're trying to plant.
Oh, no! Oh.
Surely not.
Oh dear, oh dear. It looked as, I don't know if it was.
Is that all the smoke's gone? They got one smoke. They got 2 smokes left.
Yeah.
Okay. It's
No
not
Capital
world
left.
ending, but I still ask a question. Were they expecting to get swung maybe from Cocktail? I don't know, but it looked weird.
Well, they just execute onto the top floor whenever the bomb site is below them.
Can we write down an interview question for Milosh and ask if in round 1, that's assuming of course Reject win, which is unlikely.
Oh yeah, of course.
They've got to ask if that was they believe they're attacking top floor.
Yeah, I mean, they just wasted so much utility and so much time, and there's even going to be a Kai trick on the hatch, Des, as well. The Habana's going to try and open up the hatch, but it's going to be denied. Oh, this is going to hit Reject where it hurts, because you need that hatch to stop anyone playing inside a train. Of course, train being that connector between the 2 bomb sites.
Now they're in a bit of a world of hurt. The Goya canister being popped out as well as we get into that last 30 means it will burn out for the vast majority of that time. Salty moving his way back upstairs as well. I'm worried about the timing here, Demo. I know we were speaking about that hatch being opened up, and it should just about get there as the C4 comes out top as well. They'll wait for the call, but it feels for the most part outside of Tadaniki that Cyclops are in control, but 2 of them storm their way down red. The plant is coming down, and no one on Cyclops is able to adapt. Salty makes it 2 in the round, a 3v2 in the now in a post-plant situation. What a round to start things off from Reject, but it's not yet over.
It should be, though. I mean, upstairs control, you have one player outside of the window, has a clear line of sight onto anyone going for the defuse, and does shut down the defuse carrier. We're going to see the swings in from Reject to get that final kill tucked in the corner, and there it goes. Yeah, easy one for Reject. Never in doubt to win that post-plant. But, wow, what a fiasco to start things off. This is exactly how I expected this game to go.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, thinking it like a plant on the top floor and the mess that then ensued, it really felt like Cyclops had good control, but no one really keeping an eye on mining itself was what ultimately came back to bite Cyclops there. So good adaptation from Reject to spot the gap in the defense and get the plant down. Now we're going upstairs, and now maybe it makes sense in terms of the lineup they're bringing along, Demo.
I can't believe I'm so
I don't
sure
believe
they
you would bring Ying, Capital, Glass, thinking that you were attacking onto the second floor.
Especially whenever there was like nobody up there anyway.
Yeah.
Like there was no defenders. They just wasted utility for no reason. So I'm pretty sure they thought it was the site. They had to. There's no way. Because if you're attacking mid-floor, you don't stick 5 players on the rooftop immediately. Nope. You get players outside that train window. You maybe get somebody repelling on the south side of things onto that fireplace window as well. So, yeah. Well, we'll just... I mean, they won at the end of the day, so I don't know how cynical we can be. Ooh. But it's just funny. It's funny to see.
I mean,
did you see that they did that in the Italian national? You good?
You good?
No.
Didn't think so.
So much happening.
No, I didn't see it in the Italian nationals, no.
Basically, they baited in a team to attack basement whenever the
oh, no, I did see it, yeah, because they put everything in getting it open, went in there to go and plant behind the bins, and then it was like,
it's so funny. It's
they
so
realised
funny
then it was brilliant. Love it. I was going to say maybe in this round we weren't going to see the smokes coming out because with about 15 seconds still to go in the prep phase, we saw the Glass actually changed away. They went away from this very smoke-heavy composition, maybe thinking they'd droned out the Warden, but now they've gone back into it and they've got the Ossa on side. 6 smokes on side, just in case they attack the wrong site again.
I get you need to stay alive. He's going to be the pinnacle for this side now for CAG if they want to try and stop this game plan, because realistically, if you look at Reject and the ideas that they go for, it's all in. You know, you're playing poker. Everything goes into the middle, and you either win it or you don't. That's the way it is.
Well, here we go. Alligator, first one coming in already inside 60 seconds here. It's quite a lot starts happening all around him as well. Good thing he's got the specs on, which will of course give him visibility through the flashes and any smoke should they so follow. Gatorada almost being taken down there as the droppers come inside of red. In fact, the Glaz over here on this right-hand side looking clearly to try and get a similar push to last round to get a push in through Cigar, but has got to make it there first. Steps out, drone goes down and re-steps into position. I don't know if they know about this. If he finds one, will he find the second? No, he will not. It's going to be a 1-for-1 and the Glaz stays standing.
Yeah, it does indeed.
That's the Osagon,
Osagon, 2 smokes off the table. Still 4 more, though. And of course, the Ying can dish out as well as the Glaz himself. But as long as that Warden is alive, it's not going to be effective. And keep in mind, even if Window may be thinking, oh, I can use this smoke to move across Cigar Shop, he's going to be picked off because Alligator is on the deep shield inside a cocktail, holding onto that angle.
It's a really good setup looking here from Cyclops as well, even into Piano itself, just denied out by those keeper barriers as you saw. Means the Window has got nowhere to go, except, ironically, backwards out towards the outside of the building once again. Suzu Shi having a little bit of dance to death here with Take, who's on the outside of White Window. Playing on that Finker that we've seen them roll across a couple of times in these rounds. They're obviously using it too. Less so for the LMG, definitely far more for the Stim, more of a supportive operator in that case as well, just to keep the team topped up. And for Window right now, he'll be taking every bit of HP he can possibly find. Have you just dropped and broken something?
I'm good.
No, it was your headset thing.
35 seconds to go, and really for Reject, it's just slowed things down ever since that first initial push into Cigar Shop, and I don't think they have enough time, Des, to even think about getting a plant down, because realistically they just have to try and play for kills. There's too many players still alive for Cyclops, but then again with picks like this, maybe they could go for something. That is the Warden gone. This is where Ying now becomes very temperamental, but there's no Yings left from Salty, and goes to the swing. Anaton misses out on the kill. Candy's trying to push in, going for that plant. There will be a Toxic Babe lingering on him, but looks as if he's going to try and stick through it. Down goes the Ying. Nobody in response. The diffuser's going to get planted here, Des, and now we're in the post plant.
This is unreal that they've got away with this, but this is why you can't write off these teams. Last 10 seconds, they don't care. You may as well give them an entire lifetime. Suzu Shi on the swing out now. Take. This ain't the gun you really want for a position like this. Let's see how much that LMG can swing. Finds one, but now he's got to find the next as well. Sees his man, but can't hit the shot. It's Suzu Shi to find the 3K and the disable to bring us all square.
Wow. Wow.
I knew you were going to say wow. I knew it was coming.
Signature. Honestly.
What, coming down to a 1v1?
Just Cyclops. Just playing with the emotions. They should never be allowing the plant to go down.
No.
You have 20 seconds to go. It's a
They had a
4v4.
C4 below, but that was too far to the right?
Ying had dumped everything. Ying had nothing left. And then they still almost lose that. But this is what I mean with the Cyclops side. Any single one of them can just clutch. Any single one of them can just show up and just drop numbers in the server. That's what I think makes them so deadly.
Yeah, and to be fair, that's the sort of thing that we say about any team that we kind of view as a... I'm not going to say, I know you think they're going to win SI. What you'd say about a world favourite is there are no real weak links on that team. They figured it out. Every player is bringing their A game. And when you put it into like a fraction, or I guess in this case a percentage, every player is 20% of your possible firepower. If you have one player who's a bit crap and bring in 7-8%, that's quite a significant amount you're actually losing out on in the team.
Yeah. Whenever you look at teams that are the top, you would never think, oh, they could find somebody better.
Yeah.
Because they have the best players.
That's it.
That's where you look at it. If you think about the Japanese region, would you take anyone out of Cyclops and say, oh, there's somebody better? Because I don't think there is.
18 months ago I may have, but probably towards Suzu Shi, but even then he's got real consistency.
He's done.
Yeah,
what is he just done? You know, that's the way you look at the best teams. It's you could never see somebody making a change. You
and
could never see that happen.
They are feared around the globe.
Yeah.
Every team hates playing against Cyclops, which is a beautiful thing to watch because you know that it's going to torment teams and really bring you a new flavour to the game. And I think already in the first 2 rounds we've had it's definitely a unique flavour. I don't know if I call it a good one, but it's been back and forth between the two in a quite exciting fashion. We'll see how the first quarter ends though with this final attacking round on the downstairs.
So a little bit more information based. Look at Reject's lineup. Jackals and Lion comes into information
we know
operators.
exactly why that is as well.
Of course, it's because Cyclops are going to be going for a different bomb site, and more than likely Cyclops, they like to go for an old roam game, so that's where the Jackal's going to come in. Very handy. Of course, Lion is just going to be good for the executes, and little pocket moments like this is where Reject are so deadly, Des, where they see these opportunities and they take them.
And good syncing up with the Lion as well there. They got the drone out and instantly the call came through, but Black Ray one bombs Take like, hello! Get out of red corridor. That's my turf. Window finding one back at least to try and keep the slight advantage that Reject have established thus far. But I like what you were saying. We spoke already in the pregame as well. We spoke about it all day. That for Cyclops, they've got these multiple styles they can play. Blackray's on smoke. What's he doing on that? Alibis normally his go-to. Get out in the map, cause some bother, slow him down. But here, he's playing as the site player.
They can do anything. They're so flexible. All of them, I think, can play any operator they want, any role that they want. That's how great teams work, is whenever you maybe don't necessarily stick to the set roles, it's just anyone can play anything, and I think it makes it very difficult, again, for that prep work. Target bans specifically, I think, are very difficult. I know you probably would sit there and say there's, Alibi is always going to be a good ban against a team like Cyclops, but not always.
Yep. I mean, really, the Decabi ban, going back to it for a second, is definitely a target ban against Anaton, who loves playing that operator. A plant is going down, though, in the 4v3. Cyclops not quite got enough left alive here to achieve full coverage, to cover every single angle they need to, and Reject, once again, starting out strong, find themselves into a 4 versus 2. That's a couple of plants well made. 3 out of 3 plants have now got away with now. Think about it, Demo. Blackray at least bringing 1 back. Still 2 more to find, and I'm worried here that the sand is slipping through the hourglass to Cyclops.
Yeah, I'll touch in a minute just the preparation that I think Cyclops just did not do. Is they're going to try and attempt the retake upstairs, but look how good Rejects are holding. They're just being patient as they can, and I get your upstairs. Now he's going to lose the plant. Gets his X, I suppose. But really the big issue that I have is this wall right here. The bottom red wall says there was not a single hole blasted in during the prep phase. And typically those holes are opened up to then deny teams walking in the tram plant is free in towards kitchen. So that's just a little thing I've noticed from Cyclops, is that honestly their basic prep work just was not done there.
An element of that, and I think also we spoke a bit about this new style that we're seeing coming out of Cyclops, right? That they are now prepared to more sit around site and be a little bit more passive, which is interesting because in the current meta, we've said it throughout the whole stage, even throughout the major as well. It's about challenging every possible inch of the map, slowing the attackers down, taking out drones, because defenders, you know, if you get to a spot where all things are square, say it's 5v5 or 3v3, there's a good to fair chance that you're about to get absolutely demolished by the perfect go-to execute that a team has prepped specifically for the site that you're on, thanks to attacker repick. So you have to get out of the map. You have to be busy and try and get rid of some of those key operators. It was the Ossa previously, for example. But in that round just here, the most creative that we saw Cyclops really get was sticking Anaton in restaurant and hoping for the best. And once he got droned and Lion scanned out, he was done.
So timeout from Cyclops really early on, but I think it's a good one to go for. If you look at the way Reject are setting up, their trade game's really, really good. They're working in twos, they're working in threes, but I don't really see that from Cyclops. And they're probably talking to each other, okay, guys, we need to play a little bit more together. We're too loose, we're playing by ourselves, we're getting picked off, you know, easy kills are being fed into Reject, and the man advantage goes up, and Reject then just play off that man advantage and play very, very fast off it. So I think a Cyclops can just slow the pace down, let them control it. They should have no worries, but Reject, I think you have to give them respect of what they've done so far. They've played a very wide variety of Siege right now. You know, look at the operators every single round. There's always a shift.
Do you think there is the possibility?
No, I don't.
You don't think, I know, but try and think real hard for me right now. Just teach this one favor for me today. Do you think there is a chance they are over-preparing for Rejects here? Because they know them so well from the Japanese League, because they've played them there, they've now played them a couple of times in APAC North, they've gone to a map that they haven't played on too well historically. Have Cyclops maybe read this wrong a little bit and done their prep in completely the wrong direction?
It may sound weird, but I hate whenever Cyclops try and prepare against teams. Because I always think that their type of siege is always going to be the issue.
They're most confident when they play their siege,
exactly,
right?
and that's what puts the fear into people. And we've mentioned that they now have 2 different types of siege they can play. Just focus on that. Don't worry so much about your opponent. Like, I'm not seeing the same Cyclops where they're running around. That's typically what I expect to see on Cafe. This is a little bit more Anaton getting in the face, looking for these aggro plays. This is not what they've been doing, but this is what I want to see. I want to see them shut down Reject. Reject is aside, if they lose like a heavy hitter operator, you know, like the Glaz that we've seen being ran, like the Ying, that can really put a rut in the kind of momentum that Reject are trying to bring.
And again, it's probably a bit strange that we've got Blackray being the one to be playing so passive. I'm not quite sure on the decision-making behind that one, but instead here you're looking out towards Anaton that we saw in Piano. Suzy, she may be playing a slightly more defensive style on the Jaeger. Oh, there we go, he's inside a cocktail, so yep, he's playing very defensive. So you're looking towards iGate on the downstairs with the C4 in hand, out towards Anderson, for example, to be the 2 that are making a difference, when normally it'd be Anderson and Blackray that we're talking about.
It's a bit of drone work being done by that Flores, being able to spot it that bulletproof, and in goes the drones. This is where Flores can be great at the kind of the destruction of that top floor setup that players, of course, go for on the Cafe. And Whenever Mute isn't really an interest from, I think, APAC as a whole. I don't see a whole lot of Mute play compared to maybe other regions.
It's funny you say that. We saw it earlier on, didn't we? 60% pick rate so far is the most played operator in APAC North overall. But in the last game earlier, well, not the last game, earlier on Border, we have Mozzie being picked without Mute in tow, which was weird because, as you say, Mute has kind of become the staple must-pick operator.
Of every region, so everywhere, yeah.
You've got to slow them down, and you do that by denying away information. And Mute just feels it's a lot more permanent. You can afford to lose a drone, for example, to a Mozzie Pest, because then the rest can rain on through, whereas Mute Jammers, they stay there until destroyed.
That's better from Cyclops. They have an opening pick, and well, down goes Take. Sophia, a lot of utility, as we know, in Sophia at the moment. That's going to be quite a big miss for Rejects. And I think the main issue of Reject right now, Des, is just the time management. They're only upstairs, and there's still 40 seconds left to go. Black Ray is still just tucked in a corner. He's found a double kill with a shotgun. Window was right beside him on the white stairs, but just nothing. Lack of drones, Des.
I don't really understand that one. Again, he's the smoke player, which for a while that wasn't hanging around too closely towards the roam. But then here's got himself tucked into a corner, killed two, clearly undroned, and Reject will pay the price for that. Otherwise here, you're probably looking down at a 3 versus 3 instead, and things feel a little, 3 versus 4, and things feel much closer. But in a 1 versus 4, with no time really left, Window and Reject should be giving this round over to Cyclops, and once again, things will get drawn equal.
Yes, the time management for Reject there, just not quick enough really in the upstairs take. Window gets an exit, but that's it. So Cyclops 2-2. Generally for Cafe, we do see it be a little bit more favored for the defense, of course.
Yep.
So even 2 rounds at the moment for Reject, it's still okay. I mean, yeah, another round, then you're really starting to feel confident as you switch over. But then for Cyclops, I think they need these next 2 rounds if they want to have a good game going into their attacks.
This is one of those maps that I feel is quite demanding of attackers because so many of the attacks will begin up on the top floor, up on the roof, in which case you're already burning. You're burning 45 seconds to get up there. Then you've got the whole scrap around getting control of Red Hatch, for example. You've got to make sure there's no one cheesing you from below, that Piano's going to be assaultable. You've got to put people on the windows, for example. You've got to worry about players like Gadarada that were inside a cigar shop. There's just so much that you have to worry about before you can even think about setting up. That's why I think defenders generally have the better time of it, is teams who can't move quickly will get bitten by the map rather than by the enemy team.
Cafe is like an ogre.
It has layers.
Exactly. So like you said, you have that top floor. That's the first layer. You have to go through Piano. There's another layer. Cigar shop, another one. Into Long Bar, another one. Into the back cocktail, another one. And that's before you've even done a bit of verticality for the actual bomb site.
And none really feel like they enable others to become that much easier as well. Like, arguably getting control of Cigar Shop to then get Piano is making it easier, but teams often try and get hold of Piano before going for Cigar Shop, whether it's opening up the double reinforced wall, whether it's players going on the rappel, for example, because the longer angle then gives you a challenge in towards Cigar itself. So even though those 3 areas all need to be controlled at the same time, they don't really make it too easy to take control of the others just by getting control of one, which again is why it's such a headache for attackers in the first 90 seconds of the round.
It's only a matter of time, Des, before we see the Monty. Only a matter of time.
Of course, Anderton's like, DPEC #1 fan.
What's up with this old DPEC echo? I remember...
What do you mean?
I remember...
What do you mean?
No,
What's up with this DPEC echo? Did you watch the Major?
I mean, did you watch him on Monday?
Just telling you it was something special. He was doing the same thing. What I think some teams have tried to do is use the Yokais more aggressively in the mid-round. They lose them then. Whereas DPEC's often using them for hatch hopping, for getting out of drone holes. That's kind of his thing now that he does more than anyone else. And then pulls them back towards site. He won't still keep on going out and looking to get cheeky unless he knows it's safe. A great example is on Bank. He'll use the Yokai drones around square to support Spoit on their own, for example. But then it's straight back in towards site before they can get shot out.
So Azami was never banned inside of this matchup, which is really surprising. She's so good on Cafe because this very reason, Des. Look how much time she can waste. Look at the concrete barriers she can use as cover inside a Piano. Like, if this was not Azami, this player would be dead. Well, dead now, but you know what I mean? It's wasted a good chunk of time there.
Yep, and onwards we march. The Monty Pistol doing all that needs to be done. Take being taken down as well as the push comes through here. Cyclops trying to take the fight to Reject. They do find the one, but they pay the price straight after. Piano control, it feels, is mostly established. But then here comes Anderton again with these aggressive mid-round drones that I'm slightly worried about. They're hoping for the swing to come in here. The blast comes out. It's an easy shot onto the Monty, and the Mountain will be taken down.
Yeah, the Monty is... obviously, you mentioned about the Echo drones. They have their own drone in the form of off the metal one. And is it going to be well timed? I mean, even if the stun does come in, it's going to be tricky even for Suzu really to get that kill anyway. Oh no, it's perfect. Great timing, great calls, and yeah, just no idea that the Echo Cam was going to be looking straight at the Monty.
That's it. I think if you could anticipate it like you can when the shield gets melee, then you get staggered, then you kind of turn to the right and you do the whole bounce with the 90 rotations. You don't know when a Yokai Blast is coming in. You have to react so quickly in that moment, but I imagine you're panicking, your screen's all distorted, you could get shot from anywhere, and in that case, it's a freebie. 3 versus 3 now we step into the last 20 seconds to go, and Reject are enroaching up White. Blackray coming in for the challenge, but gets domed by Tadaniki, who was just better in the moment. A push now coming up White, but also across through bar into storage too. By the looks of it, Reject should be able to make this work, but they've got to get these angles laid down. They find one more. We're looking in for the plant now as well, but Suzu Shi can't even win out the gunfights. Reject close it out again in the last 10 seconds, and every single one of these rounds, Demo, is coming down to that final 10 seconds.
It is, but I think just the gunfights are so much more in favor for Reject. And Cafe, it is a frag-oriented map. Nobody can tell me otherwise. It is going to come down to who can hit their shots. And that's exactly what's happening right now for Reject. And that can be almost the decider for Cafe, is what team is just straight up shooting better. It's an FPS at the end of the day, Des.
Yep. I always say it. 2 sides to a game of Siege. Strategy, FPS. You could have all the prep in the world strategical-wise. Not hitting your shots, you're not going to win games. It's as simple as that. Equally, if both teams are hitting their shots, then it comes down to who's got the better strategy, so go figure.
So this last round was a bit of a shambles, realistically, from CAG. They
didn't roam.
They didn't.
The issue.
No, they did roam. I actually think that was the issue.
They had Anderton sat in restaurant, and that was it. And he was very isolated.
They had 2 roamers upstairs, and they had 1 player alone in sight, and then they had the 2 players towards VIP and restaurant. The main issue with what happened with CAG is they lost the guy inside of restaurant immediately down to that quick little push that I think it was Ake did it, wasn't it? He just walked in the sledge through the main door.
In this spot where iGator is right now, actually, yeah.
Picked him off. And then it's just a domino effect, because that means then I think it was it Suzu inside of, as the warden, I think it was, inside of VIP. He doesn't have support, he doesn't have a friend, so he then dies. And then the other 2 are off-site, but by that time, Reject have then got control of Bakery, have realized, hey, there's only 1 guy in sight, let's just go Bakery, let's just plant. They don't have red holes.
I hate this.
I know, and they just go from there.
I hate an Azami peeking like this. It's the same as like when a Wamai does it. Like, I get it, maybe you like the gun, but those gadgets stack up throughout the round. Something like a Jaeger probably is a little bit better poised to be able to do in these kind of plays. Still working their way through, and already they found the one now inside of VIP that they need to be dealing with. That question now comes on to Rejects in terms of how fast they can capitalize on that information before the player manages to move away.
Just a matter of time before Reject start popping these Lion scans and make a move on this VIP and restaurant, which certainly seems to be what they want. You know, Window wouldn't be sat here on this double window with that cam feeding that information if they were not going for it. But look at CAG, they're really going to try and take the fight to Reject. They're constantly moving around the map, Des, constantly dodging those drones. And like you said about the Azami, this is where keeping those, being able to regenerate that gadget is going to help them just on the fly. You can set them up like we would see Legion would do sometimes, Des.
Just really hunkering down the top floor here, right? Does he know that Candy's coming? I think he does. Oh, but Candy tracks his head for free. Easy little shutdown there. Roma eradicated.
Still a good roam, though. You got a kill. You've wasted half the round. Not too bad from Anderton.
You force on the whole map, right? Rather than just saying, right, we're in restaurant, we killed the player, we have control now, let's just win.
And keep in mind, this is it's a bottom floor attack, and we worry now for Reject, as we've seen this happen to them before, where the time just gets away from them because they spend so long on hunting roamers and clearing out these power positions. So they do need to get a shift and start maneuvering either towards Bakery or start looking for that VIP and restaurant, which I think is probably what they would favor.
You'd assume so. Salty's still dancing around the top floor for now, looking to drop his way through. And should get to work on some of the verticals as well, it's worth stressing. If he's back on site, no real big worry there at all. Now, no doubt with that track coming through, Gadarada's going to stay on the move there, keep himself away from the verticals. But there's a lot of work to do on the upstairs, and that is why the Jackal was going to say it's in such a good spot to start getting these opened up, but loses out to Blackray, who's on the downstairs. Not yet finished off, but that means there'll be no vertical threat demo. That's really all they had. The sledge has been taken out. They've got the Buck on side, but Candy has got to get himself in position. I feel with 30 seconds left, that's nowhere near enough time.
And nobody is picking up that Jackal above. Everyone's on the bottom floor. They don't have time, Des, so it will be a 3 versus 4. And there is still smoke canisters, Des. Blackray can just hold one angle and smoke off the other. There's no no way Reject can break through this. Well, they shouldn't. There should be enough from Kag just to hold on. You see Candy trying to solo push down towards VIP. That's never going to work against the shield. Here comes Black Gray, cleans up house. Cyclops with that time advantage. A similar issue for Reject again. They take too long, Des, in that clear.
Feels a bit easy, doesn't it? And when I say easy, I mean for Cyclops. You know, the fact that you had Anderson having freedom to move between the second and third floor, to hold himself down, to get a couple of kills, that was already the start of it. And then see the attack coming through where you've got a Buck on side. Sure, your stud just died. You've got a Buck on side, but your Jackal's the one going upstairs. I get it. You're trying to find any more Romans that are on the upstairs. But that vertical control is so pivotal to this site to stop the defenders being able to move into key power positions. Not once did they've really looked challenged because the Jackal was down in, what, 5 seconds?
You talk about verticality. Why is the Buck outside garage?
Yeah.
Why is the Buck not upstairs getting everything ripped up?
He was inside our fireplace, then went out the window to go down to white, I assume.
I don't understand the decision making. Why would Jackal not go down there? Jackal will find a footprint on that warden, no? Surely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Makes no sense. So, just little thing. Just I feel like I've been poked with a pencil or something.
You done what with a pencil?
I've been poked.
Just like
just annoying.
it's like it's not significant enough that you're going to kick off, but you're really annoyed and a bit
just
shocked.
stop that. That's what it's like. Just stop it. Stop it. Get some help.
What about if you were poked by something like a little more blunt that wasn't like a sharp?
Like what?
I don't know, like a rubber on
Like
the end
your
of a
casting?
pencil. Wow. Wow.
Don't say that wasn't a good one.
Enjoy your flight home, mate.
It's this is me getting revenge. Like what I've just done to him, that's what he used to do to me, but 10 times worse.
10 times worse?
100% 10 times worse.
Hang on a minute. What sort of things did he used to say to you? You feel like you've got some deep-rooted trauma here that we need to unpack.
Pretty much. This is like whenever, you know, the main character, you know, their family's been killed by a man, and I finally got my revenge on that man.
Is that what you feel like you've just done?
That's what it felt like. You felt as if you killed my family.
I mean, I can assure everyone, I didn't kill your family. I did bully you a lot,
Disclaimer.
but it never got that intense. I was never throwing eggs at your house or toilet roll over the roof or anything crazy like that.
Oh,
That is a fantastic idea, though.
brilliant. Speaking of crazy, we have the classic Cag Monty, a staple, a signature from this lineup. Anaton especially is known throughout the world on this up.
I would... do I go that far? I would go as far as saying he probably is the best multiplayer in the world.
Okay.
Your thoughts?
I mean, to be fair, nobody really plays Monty anymore in terms of
I mean,
memes.
it's also been changed quite a bit lately as well, so to be able to master it now is far harder than it used to be.
The closest I would say who I, would really see playing the Monty would maybe be Grizzly from Heroic.
Really?
That would be the only other
don't know
like,
if I'd say
actual
to this
shield
level.
player. No, we're not saying the
you're
best.
saying
I'm just saying
regularly.
like who actually plays this operator. You know, because
back in
sure,
history.
Anaton's the best, but he's the only one who plays it.
Yeah.
So is he really the best? You know,
I think like Mint, Pengu, Psycho, like those
of all time. I thought you were talking about right now.
No, I'm talking about probably
of all time.
probably
That's a difficult one to
because
say all time.
how difficult Monty is to play now, given how easily staggered he is. You have to be so much more confident in the plays that you're making. I mean, look at the last round, right? A great example, not checking things out. But Anaton, the pressure that he applies, the drop shots he used to pull off.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
like,
my goodness.
That's what I mean. He was probably the most lethal Monty we had. The pressure that he creates is just insane.
And, bro, he might just go for a turtle plant. Like, look at this. This is set up nicely. There's nobody really from Reject who's in a good position
But
to
it's really
react to this.
Really open as well.
There's a pulse with a shotgun, Des.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me. It's APAC, welcome. C4 comes out. Oh, has he weaved it in? He's gone for it, but it's just too far short.
There's a guy in train.
There's a guy behind him. Hello? Do you not know? Another monster.
Hello?
Hey, what's going on? 2 kills come out for Reject when it felt like...
There's a guy on the hatch.
Lost in control.
What?
What is going on? Camarada, you're meant to be watching, buddy.
Why is Blackberry got a pistol out?
He's got him. He's found his man. He's got the kill. It's okay. Cyclops somehow...
What? He's got a slit shotgun.
That's the...
Oh, shotgun versus shotgun.
This?
Get me out. Get me out now.
Oh, that was amazing.
This is why I love this team, because there's not a single team who can do this. There is not a single team. And the worst thing, look at the reaction. This is normal. This is just a daily thing.
They don't look rattled by it at all, do they?
You know, this like, oh.
Right, round 7, Cyclops v Reject, stage 3 of APAC North 2022, stage 3. Let's never forget. I mean, I'm not going to lie, this is almost cathartic. After last week of watching Fab versus Sandbox on Bank that I declared the worst game of the calendar year, this is
not the worst, this is beautiful.
This is filming with
This is
joy.
the way Siege is supposed to be played.
That's it. These guys are just on another plane. Sled shotgun, APAC, hello, EUL, and then they need to wake up. This is the way it's done. Look at the man. Unreal.
Just that whole, like...
And it was just how the Monty was planting. There was someone that dropped behind him that should know where he's planting.
There's a guy on the hatch.
On the hatch who's meant to be covering his backside. And I was like, what's going on? What a clown show, but what a glorious, glorious clown show we are being gifted here. Right, next time I go back to Japan to book in for a local clown show. These guys may well be the actors, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
I mean,
I'm sure it'll be
Black,
worth every penny you spend.
10 kills, Des. He's just... What a season he's had so far. What a season Black Ray's had, and I mean, this is the best way, just whenever you just have this momentum of someone who you know is always going to be showing up, that consistent factor.
Just a very reliable player, I think, overall. And this is something CAG have worked on. 2 years ago, I'd wager they were not consistent at all. That it was very up and down. Some games, Black Ray be going
They were like that at
2-10.
events as well.
Yeah. They've got that form about them now, which is the most exciting part. But looking at the comp this round, Demo, again, we're seeing the Monty coming out. You got the Jackal, you got the Nomad, you got the Lion, anything to lock down any more hijinks out of Reject. Because although we saw Cyclops win last round, they acknowledged it was not clean and they need more. Oh, you must be kidding. That is like, for what we were just saying about Black Ray, that is so lazy.
Unfortunate for him, so Take will be able to add an opening kill, and he just runs past him. Just not even a thought, and so does Candy. So it's a full retreat from Reject. Everyone is gone from the top floor. So, I mean, that is good news for, obviously, Cyclops. They still have a bit of soft destruction with the Jackal shotgun. Even Monty can go upstairs and get the hatch, Des. He still has one of the hard breach gadgets available, so there is still options. Hatch ain't even reinforced.
Nah, they've left it. Bailed. They do have one reinforcement left, but likely ran out of time here. And there's that ping saying, hey, I don't need to get this with the hard breach gadget. We can just get this easy.
They can still work from this, Des.
They can. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
They need to get picks. Need some picks to really open it up. Because if the time gets to about 20 seconds and there's still no kills from Kayak at that point, it's going to be a bloodbath in that freezer.
Bloodbath's what we love, Demo. It's what we watch APAC North for.
I watch it for the logos.
For the logos?
Yeah.
You like the logos?
Yeah, like little...
Reject looks like a Devil's Triumph sort of vibe. Yeah. Cags.
God knows.
Let's not talk about it.
C for Cyclops.
C for Cyclops. I don't really understand where the Cyclops comes into it outside of the C, but hey, we'll take it.
Oh well.
Anyway, it's very similar to how Reject were attacking. They got the vertical control with the Jackal at least being established. She's up there as well. The Monty is dying to drop in, almost loses his life to VIP as well. Potentially a couple of misplacements so far coming out of Cyclops in this game, or this round, sorry.
It's a good eye from Salty, has to be said. And Suzu, I think, has realized that. Obviously, Anaton, as soon as he drops, is probably going to die from that angle, so he does need to be careful. They need some form of pressure on VIP because Salty can just shut down everything. And even, I mean, Tananiki just being tucked away close with that shotgun can just keep swinging and trying to find these picks. It's going to be difficult now for Kag to really break down Reject because he just haven't got those picks, Des.
Nope. Although the utility has all gone out from Reject here, so it's going to have to be now or never. They've got to push in and make a plant work. Monteshield is back up, but it's in a 3 versus 5. I think we all know this is looking a bit... He drop shots him again! What is that? Gets away with the round either way. But just seeing him pull out stuff like... Look at him! Little rat!
Do you call Cyclops rats?
Yeah.
If only somebody was really pushing that narrative.
You are a rat.
Me. I'm not a rat. How am I the rat?
I had to open chat and see how they felt about the end of that round, and they were as perplexed as we were, by the way.
Good.
They are rattled, truly.
It has to be one of the top rounds of the year.
Someone said, Pie Guy said, sick pocket strat, damn.
Yeah, because that was planned in scrims. Oh, yeah. Oh, I hate and love this game.
I'm really enjoying myself. I'm having a good time.
You know, it's just... It's my type of Siege where it is just so random, so RNG, but at the same time, it should never... The reason why I always hate, because I love chaotic Siege, I love the chaos, but the reason why I hate it is because I know if I was to try this, it would never work. That's the issue. Whenever you try this kind of stuff, it doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't.
That's it. If I was to run Sledge Shotgun, Dead immediately, not even a question.
There was a guy in chat who was just like, why sledge shotgun early in the round? And then he pops back up after the round. Okay, now I see why sledge shotgun.
Like, if I was to try and drop shot somebody with Monty, I would just lose.
Yeah.
Like moments like, you know what I mean? Like it's
And the stack would accuse you of trolling and kick you out.
and it's like, oh, but he did it every time he done it. He got a kill. Why can I not?
You know why? He's like David Beckham, mate. He has spent hours refining the drop shot.
Nobody can drop shot like Anderson.
No one can. Trust me. There's a reason why so many players around the world don't do it. It's because no one.
Feels like everyone's tried it and just hold on, man. How's he doing? It doesn't work.
I mean, there's no can't in Anderson's dictionary. Only can. Believe in yourself, Demo.
So it's the top floor.
Yeah.
This is where we're at now.
Yep.
We haven't seen the top floor defense yet from Reject. So this is the first time we're seeing this be featured.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit more tame of a lineup from Kaiga, has to be said. Very standard, very basic operators, nothing too crazy. Really, it just comes down to how good they can use their utility. I would say that both teams, especially Reject, I think a lack of nades was kind of showcased. There was not really a lot of nades, so I think that's where maybe Reject were struggling on their attacks. And I do fear that maybe Kaig might run into the same issue. But I think they've brought in the Flores to open things up. Instead of not having to bring the nades, you can then bring that Flores to clear away the shields instead of picks, so clear away some of those concrete barriers.
They've got a lot of utility ready when you look at it, right? With the Zofia, with the Twitch to clear things off as well, the Flores, the nades. There's a lot
Great nade. Wow.
Speaking of the nades, that's the kind of one you're looking for. It's Black Ray onto Candy, up to 11 and 6. Black Ray goes.
And that's the Izami barriers no longer being made inside of Piano, and pretty much Piano has to be forfeit almost, because there's no shield on Pixel Des as well from Reject. They've lost that shield. And Gatorada doing good work, eliminates the Mute Jammer. Now that's where the Flores drones are going to have an easy access, and obviously you can maybe try and just kill the guy inside of Cigar Shop, who is now forced to drop downstairs.
Just go and zap him. Just zap. You might even get to see him here. I think it's a bit too late now. Obviously, he's back on his feet, but he is very low indeed. And just like that, Tadaniki taken out of the round as well. Looking quite dire for Rejects here. Cyclops, it feels, are in control. But there's a reason why I said the word feel, Demo, because look at how a good number of the rounds this game have gone.
Yeah, pretty much it's timing really, but it's just getting better and better for Kaig now. Anatin leading the foot charge in to that freezer, but Salty will be able to shut it down. Diffuser is being attempted, but
Beautiful
there will
C4.
be a C4. Diffuser actually going to be cold inside Cigar Shop, Des. Nobody from Cyclops is really capitalizing on this, and all of a sudden it is looking like a massive throw, but Taki overextends and gives the lead back into Cyclops.
This... Again, 30 seconds ago, feels like a Cyclops advantage, and now you're seeing exactly why I used that word. No C4 in back pocket for Salty, then I know where he is as well. A swing at the same time should be the play. They try and make it happen, and sadly whiffs with the SMG. It is a closeout for Cyclops, but it came damn close to being a throwaway.
Yeah, very classical round you would expect to see in a Cafe top floor attack. Clearing away Piano, getting in all that utility. They've done it well. You have to say that about Cyclops. This showcases, again, that methodical team where they can play that very standard-like Siege where you have to do everything by the book. They're not rushing in with the Monty or the sledge shotgun. Like, can you believe, after you've seen that first round with the lineup and the way that Cyclops played that round, that then 2 rounds later, they would pull out that style of Siege? That's insane. How?
Cyclops, that's how. They make the unbelievable believable, Demo.
But no, that was a good round, and I think that really cements Cyclops now as a good team in the lead now. I think they'll just go from strength to strength. They're attacking a bomb site that they've already won as well. You have to keep that in mind. And we're back onto the Monty. We're back on maybe to that sledge shotgun, Des. We have a Ying make an appearance. There's the Nomad.
Should we do a quick spot check when we get into round?
That's it. We need
The
to
Ying
check.
comes in as well alongside that, then. Oh, my lord. A number of changes going on over there. I was on the other side, seeing things looking... I've noticed actually quite a bit today. Mac played it a lot on border. Maestro has kind of creeped back in, despite us in the pre-show seeing him on, I want to say it was 8% pick rate he had. Has started to make more of an appearance today at the very least.
Yeah.
Is it the shotgun? Is it? Yes,
Yeah,
it is the shotgun.
of course.
Of course it
Does
is.
Pulse have the shotgun? Yeah. Oh my. Round 2. Here we go. You need to be walking on, Des, with the board that says round 2.
Oh, is that
Ready for the
it?
big fight.
Am I a ring girl now? Is that what
Yep.
you're saying? Brilliant. I'll hold the cards up.
Good legs for it.
True, they look great.
Terrific legs,
I'm
Des.
told they look fantastic in fishnets. For those who missed it, I wore fishnets for charity
Yeah.
on stream.
You can find it very easily somewhere.
I'm sure it's buried away somewhere.
No, I'm sure we could find it quite happily. Maybe Fresh could tweet it if he's listening. Fresh, you'll have it somewhere.
Desnets was a thing.
Indeed.
All right. Let's see how things shape up in this round then. For Cyclops, again, we've already said that Monty is back on side. They did lock in that Ying towards the back end of things as well. And normally if you see a Ying, you know exactly what the game plan is. As direct to sight as possible, pull off and execute with the Candelas. Though we did see a couple of teams last week making use of the Ying to actually force roamers back down towards site, almost to scare them away because they can't stay put and get full flash because they may well just get swung. So it forces them out without having to risk an engagement.
A complete change-up from KAG. Instead of pushing in towards Train and in towards Fireplace, instead they're just going to take control of the top floor via Easton.
Oh
There's the shotgun, and he's straight into sight. He's straight into Laundry. Blackray now has a good footing. Taki comes out of nowhere, eliminates the Monty. Down goes Blackray. He's been shotgun. The revenge has happened. Round 2 goes to Salty.
The window play, the window play. There was 2 of them on windows. One now backing away instead. And Alligator expecting a flank to come up red, while he would be completely misguided as no one is looking to pull that off. But after the dust has settled, 90 seconds in, 3v3. We've lost the Monty. The Ying is still on side. 1 Candela, 1 Smoke. On the other side, the 1 Impact is what we're looking at.
So Gatorada, I get your try and look to pinch window. If they have a suspicion that somebody's going to be tucked deep in towards that top floor, there goes the Ying. Window will be flashed. And then goes the back, but somehow wins against Gator, but will be traded out by Suzu. So it's a 2v2, Des, but there is still that pulse. Constant information. That's where Candy can come in big if he just listens to what Salty's telling him.
That's it. 1 in storage, 1 in storage. There's the scream. Is there going to be a great unknown? Now, Candy's being the rogue agent here, guided by the information from this pulse and looking to see what he can do. Red ping is coming through, Impact in hand as well. Hopes to clearly be able to find himself. 1 still being pinged out constantly here as well. Expected to find the man, and now Suzu, she has the idea as to what's going on, but he's slipped through the net demo pillars. He's escaped and is looking to try and make a plant work out here. They might be able to get one in the same spot, ironically, as where he went down in the previous round, and now he sees the drone, knows roughly what's going on here as well, but can they stick this through?
Candy has to try and get in there. You cannot leave Salty all by himself. He's inside of reading right now. There goes the drop from Candy. A 1 versus 1. Ying versus the Pulse. He knows exactly where he's going to be. The shotgun swing. Spray with the LMG, but shotgun wins against the LMG. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's bloody brilliant, Ed, isn't it? It just is.
Attackers are winning with shotguns. Defenders are winning with shotguns. It's just so back and forth. I love it.
Oh, game of the year. Game of the year.
That's a strong statement, mate.
But, I mean, the thing is that you will always remember this game and you will always reference it, and every time that Cyclops ever comes into a conversation, you will reference this game.
I won't.
You will.
I won't.
100%.
I don't think I will. The game that I reference a lot at the minute about Cyclops is the game at Mexico between them and Team 1 on
Why
Oregon.
is that?
Because Team 1 couldn't get inside the building. They were running outside of lobby front door. They were throwing themselves out white window literally every round. They were running out of small tower. They were set up in big tower. They just literally gave nothing and deleted them every time they came to a gunfight. And that's obviously the event that Team 1 would go on to win, but even they say, yeah, that was not a fun game.
I mean, that was an event that just Team 1 should never have won. Never in a million years should they ever have won that competition.
Don't say that too loud. Your favourite Team G2 will be really upset because Alamau's on it.
I mean, they know themselves that it was like a 0.111% chance. I mean, he's a genius. He's brilliant at just coming back from. He's not supposed to. Alamau himself just doesn't care about the odds.
I mean, the real beauty, obviously, was that then Team 1 had to go on to play Cyclops, not on Oregon, but on other maps to
the rematch.
Get through. And we had that weird little tricast between me, Jackie, and Tim on the B stream. It was kind of more of a podcast for the most part, it felt like.
But if Jackie's involved, and Tim's also there, and you're there, it's never going to be, quote-unquote serious.
It's a proper like, Brits talk show. It was great.
Yep.
We had a good time. Shield being removed nice and early. Oh.
Techers!
That is, yeah.
I have never seen that done in competitive.
The balls on that man.
That's the equivalent of going for a light bandit trick.
I bet you now.
That is.
They've just droned it and been like,
hold on a minute.
How the frick is that still there? What?
That's actually brilliant. Wow. And then he gets a kill.
I have seen it in Tier 1 once before. I forget who it was, but I have definitely seen it because it kind of brought back a memory.
Jeez, that was great.
It was pretty glorious, I won't lie.
That's really stumped KAG now, because their whole idea with clearing out VIP, with great ease and swiftness is just done now.
They got one more. They could try it.
They do have one more, but the likelihood of that actually getting through is going to be very unlikely.
Well, you got to follow up on the back of it, right?
Oh, they're
picks up the shield, he steps away, then you go for the swing. Make your play.
Rotating shields everywhere. There's a triple shield set up. And there goes the last drone.
They've got 3 shields, to be fair.
Bro, they can't push through this. They're done. They can't clear the shields. There's 3 of them.
This is horrific.
Oh dear, Kag, what's happened? Kag, honestly, it looks as if they're going to drop points for the first time.
Pain.
Yeah.
Again, things can get chaotic when you're against teams that you know so well. We saw it between Fab and Fnatic, and it's again the Japanese versus Japanese matchups that are saying it all. Candy on a swing. Anderton taken out early on. A third comes in as well. Reject looking to clean up round 11. And like you say, Demo, force us through to 12 and guarantee that Cyclops will drop points in some way, shape or form.
Just a poor use of utility, realistically, from Kag, and they try to last-ditch effort just to rush in and try and get the kills, but that's never going to happen against Reject. Gator, will he die? Will he get the swing? Will he get his exit? He will get 1 kill, but it's all down to himself against 4 of them. There's somebody detected outside, Dez. Seems to be the...
Alibi decoy.
Exactly, the decoy being deployed outside. That's going to be annoying for Gator, and he just has no chance in this round. It's really going to have to be a massive throw from Reject where they all just run at him, but as you can see, patient as ever for Reject, holding the angles, knowing how important these points are. And Des, even just that 1 point is going to be massive for Reject perhaps later in the season.
Well, it's like we were saying, the stage itself is crazy at the minute. There are well, at the start of the Playday, we had 6 teams. We only have 8. 6 of them were on 3 points. So it's really, really tight, and points do still matter. A massive deal coming into this. Candy off on the swing. Gator falls, and Reject move us to match point. Can they close it out and take all 3?
It would be a big upset if they did. And I mean, it was always the issue of Reject last season, wasn't it? Where they couldn't beat Sandbox, they couldn't beat Damwon Kia, and they could not beat Kag. They've beaten Sandbox. Can they beat Kag?
Do you think they can?
Ask me in 3 minutes.
Well, no, because then it's not a can they. We'll know then. What site are we going to? Let's look at the lineup and let's look at the site, and we'll do predictions. Nothing's really on the line, but we'll just do it for fun.
I think it's going to go OT.
It's top floor.
I think it's going to go
Look at
OT.
this. Honestly,
Was that about 1 second off?
the balls on this man. Unreal. Salty's just like, I ain't scared. Oh, I love it. Right. Now we're getting an eye on lineups. We'll see exactly what Kags gets locked into be in the next 20 seconds. But defensive side, not too different, indifferent to what we've seen, also not too different to what we've seen from both teams throughout the game so far. The Azami kind of a staple, the Jaeger as well, the Warden, because both teams have been employing a lot of smoke. Not at all surprised to see that. The smoke, speaking of which, has also been quite a staple. The Legion, probably in about half the rounds on the defense so far, I'd say.
So pretty much the same lineup
Capital again!
coming in from Kag. Obviously, you may look at that and think, oh, well, they don't maybe have an ace. They don't have a Habana, for example. They've got the hard breaches on Capital, which is really all you need. The only wall that we ever see be opened up for a Cafe top floor attack is going to be that top red wall, which you can do, of course, very easily with that hard breach gadget. I do like the fact that they've brought a good chunk of explosives. You've got, what, 4 nades, 2 Gon 6s, and the 4 Flores drones. 10 explosives to clear away, a couple of shields and some concrete barriers. Yeah, should be enough.
Yeah, I think having the Capital and the Buck on side, I was speaking about them a lot in the preseason before we saw these patches, the patch all come live and the changes come in. The fact that they have hard breach gadgets, Gon 6, decent utility, decent primary weapons as well, just really shows how powerful they can be when you've got 4 or 5 potential plus points being brought along. And of course, forgetting the Capital is also a 3-speed, so quite pacey. The LMG, not one that I normally align with, not given the changes that have come in, but we did see a Finker almost clutch out earlier, let's not forget, with an LMG.
Indeed, indeed. So Kag just taking their time, making sure that they can cover every run out, really respecting Reject, and honestly, for good measure. They've got a Legion downstairs inside a kitchen. There's really only one reason why you'd go for a roam game, Des, if you're defending that top floor, and that is looking to pressure the players who are going to be repelling on the piano. As you can see now, Salty looking to creep for it in black grey. Oh, maybe bad timing, Des. He actually starts to back away now.
Could be perfect timing, arguably, to get that back away at the time. Otherwise, losing yourself out too early, yeah, it would sting. Still, Salty holding down on the side of the map where he assumes there's going to be action, but right now there is little to be found. Instead, it's Gator inside a reading, taking the Buck to Take and taking him out.
Shift.
The smoke as well being gone is the real pain there.
Change of plans right now for Cyclops. They've went for a different approach. think maybe just looking at, hey, there's actually, you know, a lot of utility to go through Piano. Let's just go for the lesser bomb site to say. It's going to be a little bit more difficult to execute on, of course, Des, but in terms of taking control and clearing people away out of that bomb site, it's very easy to do.
The Warden versus the Capital is going to be the big one here as well, because Lucky's ready. Step back into the smoke as well. Really smart play. But the nade into the smoke! Genius stuff. A great read onto the Warden and takes him out inside of storage. That's such a critical operator to be gone, as now we can look potentially the other smoke bolt coming out of Aniton and looking to do some work.
The fire will try and stop Tadaniki. Takes a bit of damage, but instead jumps back up to the plank.
Floor is lava.
There is still a Legion below. Salty is downstairs and potentially could utilize the openings that Buck made downstairs. You can see there's holes now inside of the flooring, but instead looks as if he's going to try and come back upstairs. It's because he's actually being chased by Black Ray, and that's one player you want to try and stay away from. Here comes the nade. It should be an easy kill, but 2 kills have come in for Reject. There's the nade, and Black Ray and Suzu will appear. That's 1 versus 2 for Tadaniki. Do they know where he is? It will be a double. No! Almost had the double kill, Des, but Black Ray again. This man is on a rampage. They split, Des.
This game especially really flying high. Somewhat matched on the other side too, though, which is why we are going through to, in fact, say the line is Tim Wood. Go on.
Des, we're nearly there, Des. No, Des, we're here. We're overtime, Des.
We'll go into overtime, Des is the line.
Oh,
Do you want to try it again?
No.
Please.
No.
It'll make me really happy.
We're going to overtime, Des.
Thanks, I'm really happy now.
Get the laser gates on, Reject. You need the laser gates.
Tim has so many words that he says strange. Like he says, Playday.
Playday. Round number 9. That's another one.
We had a good debate about round number or just...
Yeah, I know. I was there for it. I know. I listened to it.
That was a good fun one. What else was there? He always says cool down. Take the kids to school, not school. I could go on all day. I made that man with taking the piss out of his
You've made that man, have you?
Because laser gates became such a thing. I was giggling for a solid 60 seconds the whole time as well. It's beautiful.
You do wonder where Cyclops would be in this game if Black Ray wasn't being Black Ray.
He wasn't shagging.
Wouldn't
yeah,
you?
it'd be a wonderful question. What? You haven't heard me say that on cast before.
Yeah, I have, but just I wasn't ready.
Wasn't braced. See, my general philosophy I go by is after Fabian joined us for a bit, we got a pass that we can swear once on broadcast. And I think I've already said shit today once on desk.
Yes.
So that's my pass. But Shagger doesn't come under any rule. It's outside the bounds of the limits.
I'm a good Christian boy.
Does the word haunt you?
It just... I'm a good Christian boy.
Well, let's see how much Shaggy and Black Ray can do in round
Yes.
13. Then we're getting into this.
Stop.
Looking at the line.
My dad's watching. I think Paul wants to hear that. No, he doesn't.
I'd say I'm sorry, Paul, but I'm not.
But no, you're not. You're not. No, sorry.
On the defensive side, though, once again, we spoke about this in the last game, though. Mute Mozzie. No mute, but we are seeing the Mozzie there from Take. Talk to me. What do you think that is?
I think it's a bit of comfort. I mean, the P10 Roni is probably a lot easier to utilize. I mean, I know it's easier to utilize in the roam than what the
I
SMG
do
is
not
and
touch the
shotgun.
SMG. If I play mute, I have to play MP5K.
I know when you're a troll for it.
I'm not a troll.
That, but
I just know where my strengths lie.
and also, of course, different philosophies. Obviously, yes, they're both good for drone denial, but then Mozzie can turn into like a Valkyrie where you can have information, as we know.
Apparently, this is why I'm gold, because I won't play SMG.
Yes.
So SMG is the key to Diamond. Is that what I'm learning today?
Just,
I don't really believe it is.
just you know, good comms. That's what you're after, Des. Good comms.
I can do the good comms. I'm all right with that.
No problem.
Right, let's see if Salty's got gonads the size of bowling balls here as well with the shield play once again. Oh, the swing from Aniton. The timing.
See,
Take. Deleted.
This is where I think Cyclops, they've just read in to Reject. I think we've seen that in the last round as well. Remember whenever we had Salty lurking below, you seen that, you know, Black Ray was ready for it, and
Boo.
a similar story.
Window.
A
Boo.
similar story for Reject where
Right, round two.
they're
ready?
just getting caught.
Demo, shush. There's a Flores versus Boo. Okay, fair enough. Salty dealt
It's
with it.
never going to happen, Des. You're not
mean,
going to be
it
able to
might.
Flores drone
Never
that.
say
You're
never.
not going to be able to, so
Never
there's no point.
say never. I won't have this. This is slander.
Well, how's that working for you?
Oh, give it time. Give it time. How many more attempts has he got at this? He's got 2 more?
Yeah.
All right, here comes another one. You ready?
Yep.
Okay, let's go. Let's go. Come on, Salty. Come on, Salty. Don't swing it. Don't swing it. Don't swing it. Oh!
Yeah, that was brilliant.
gave
Yeah,
up.
that was great.
He also got the Banshee.
That's okay. Yeah, fair enough. But I mean, you want the shield, not the Banshee in this scenario. Look, and he's even losing the normal ones, Des.
No, he didn't lose that one. He kept it. It's on white
Medics,
stairs.
get off that. We don't.
No.
We want to see the setup.
It's a
No,
minigame. Right.
medics, go away from him.
When he uses that last one,
No.
you have to follow it.
Medics,
I'm
don't listen to
determined
him.
and committed
We
to the
need to see the
storyline.
breakdown. Thank you. So a full top floor is what we're having. We're actually seeing the buck be utilized as. We're seeing these sight lines open, but as you can see, Reject, they're all falling back.
He's flashing. He's throwing both flashes. I've got my
plant?
attention. I tell you what, it's baited me as well. There is a plant going down, and no one has any idea. No one's done.
Hello? Hello?
What's going on? He's got away with this one for free. And just like that, Cyclops might have stole themselves round 13. Black Ray into another. Up to 17 kills. Will make it 18 with the finish. He's going for raw techers at this point. Sits on the 18 as Anderton collects one more. The last man in Candy working his way down through VIP. Can the man he can? The answer suggests no, but he will find Black Ray. Anderton surely in for the swing at any moment's notice, but with 3 still to find and it disables the stick, I don't see how Candy does it.
2 upstairs as well. There's one on the hatch, one on the vertical angles, and yeah, looks as if Cyclops are going to retain their lead inside of this game.
Great Pokeball.
Realistically, they didn't even need that VIP control because there was no reaction from Reject. They allowed them just to drop into freezer and plant so easily, and I really question how that's been allowed to happen. Where is the communication from Reject?
I was just transfixed by the battle.
You were
of
playing a
equals.
minigame.
Yeah, Flores drones versus Shields. Who wins? Most would say the Flores drones, unless Salty is stood behind the shield. It's like picking on someone's little brother, and then the big brother turns up. That's exactly what just happened. You haven't got a big brother
that,
before you when I bully you, do
No,
you?
I'm an only child, you see.
Oh, there you go. This is why I bully you.
Thanks for that. Again, no, I wouldn't be the brother. You know, like I said, Paul's listening, Des. So you don't want to rethink what you're saying to me
No,
before Paul gets.
no, he's already
gets
heard you say that I've
family.
bullied you for years,
He knows.
and it won't stop.
He knows.
I bet Paul is way cooler than you.
Why does everyone say that?
Does everyone say that explicit line? I bet Paul is cooler than you.
So, I mean, everyone used to say that at school. So,
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, see, when you're at school, though, like, your dad generally, in most cases, your dad is cooler than you, unless he's past a certain point, in which case he's no longer cool.
No, because Dad always used to come to the rugby games, didn't they?
Exactly.
So, God, feels like you need to lie down. You've kind of had like a childhood epidemic here or something.
Emotional distress.
Indeed.
Well, it could be the last round, so you may well be.
Maybe I'll bring Paul to an event one day. Who knows?
Bring what? Sorry.
Bring him to an event.
Bring to oh yeah, bring Paul.
Yeah.
We'll get a beer and you won't be invited.
How come?
Because you have to have so many call points to be able to go for a beer, and
yeah.
you're still like 12 years old as well.
Oh, you're funny.
Like, you can't even grow a beard. Look at you.
Hello! How's that came into it?
You're a baby still. I've really missed.
Honestly, just Tim, if you're listening, I have so much appreciation with you that you have to do this on a daily. Honestly, fair play to you, Tim.
Tim has learned to handle it very well and bat it back normally.
Poor guy.
He doesn't
Poor guy.
engage, because if he engages too much is when I go even further. That's the problem. He knows when to stop.
Reject.
Talk about the game then.
Reject. Back
on.
on the attack
Do
for
your
the
job,
first time in a
please.
very long time. The Monty makes an appearance. No Ying, no Blaz.
Nope.
A little bit more classical. You have the Ash Sophia for that utility burn. But they still have that potential of Monty maybe just walking into an area and creating chaos.
Here we go. For now, at least how things are set up, though. We know it's this top floor. We know exactly what the objective is, this top red area. Salty kind of leading the charge in. A little bit nervous because he's been one of the big fraggers for the team so far in this game. Admittedly, everyone has been contributing, but we've seen Salty with some excellent plays throughout the game. But here, he's impeded somewhat by the shield. It's the same way you can look at Anderton and see that he's 7 and 11, remembering that on every single attacking round, he was playing Monty and therefore will not be picking up too many kills, although he did find that one cheeky little drop shot that we can't forget down inside of the kitchen.
These concrete barriers again, Des, just this is a classic from Azami. Reason why we see her be banned so often on Cafe is just for this very reason. It's so difficult for the attackers to not only fit in the operators needed to use that soft destruction at range, but you know, you don't have then the burn for other areas. You don't have the burn to maybe take out some of the power positions, such as inside a freezer, for example. It just really hinders your entire streamline of an attack.
This is interesting as well, how they've hard reinforced off the entirety of Bathroom and electrified all of it, where normally they'd have to rotate in through Bathroom.
I like it. I really like it a lot.
I think it's okay. Like, it gives less of the defenders to be able to challenge in towards Piano itself, but it also completely changes what teams come to expect of this kind of hold. So the player that sat inside of storage can do so here incredibly freely. Challenge Spotlight, challenge Cigar, without worry of being shot in the back.
Concrete barrier blocking up the door, just again, waste more time. Salty's going to have to go for the punch. He's just, takes a bit of damage from somewhere. I don't know what angle he's been hit from. It's been something. And, Juanitin finds a freebie on to the Nomad. Taki goes down, but then will be switched out by Salty on that Monty.
You're into gangster now, Juanitin, huh? Getting pistol whipped out by the Monty on the other side. As we get into the last 10 seconds, the bullets start flying. Can Cyclops close things out here and now? The Monty is part of the problem. He's in the back corner and should be able to start getting this plant down. Is there a saviour on the side of CAG?
C4?
It could be Black Ray, but they've started marching their way forwards. Now going in for the plant again. The swing coming out. Sees the man. It's a 1, it's a 2. And Black Ray breaches 20 kills and takes the game for his team, 8-6.
The bulletproof camera, Des. The information, just a constant factor there for Cyclops. Reject, same issues, just too slow on those attacks, Des.
Whew, what a game. That was a real entertaining match of Cafe. Some games of Cafe can feel like a meat grinder.
1-9.
He's had a field day there. This is how you know it's been a real Japanese showdown when one player, namely the two big fraggers in either team, are the ones flying.
Just so good, Black Ray. Take your hat off to him. He's been playing great the entire stage. This isn't just a life game. He's having consecutive life games, Des.
He's having a field day, right? The glasses come off now.
Whew. You've seen enough.
I've seen enough. Get me back to being blind, please. Will Paul genuinely be watching this game?
You probably.
Does he normally watch you do casting and
Yeah,
stuff?
he watches all my casts.
Oh, bless Paul.
Since the first day.
Hi, Paul. Let's get a beer sometime. Again, your son's not welcome. When we come back from a break, our desk, including demo, we'll break it down for you. See you in a few.